Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check the video out. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover here today. So as always, do me a favor before we dive into today's topics. If you end up enjoying the video or finding it informative, be sure to leave it a like. And if you are new here to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button as well. We're starting here talking about the big announcement from Sony during yesterday's State of Play, that being Ghost of Yotei. This is Sucker Punch's next game, and I'm very excited for it, but I want to go over new details and information about the game, as well as a few things that Sucker Punch themselves are saying about the future of this series. So over on the official blog, they say, today we are happy to announce Ghost of Yotei, the latest game from Sucker Punch, and the introduction of our new hero, Atsu. When we set out to make a Ghost game, we wanted to maintain the core pillars established in Ghost of Tsushima, playing as a wandering warrior in feudal Japan, offering freedom to explore at your own pace and highlighting the beauty of the world. We also wanted to continue to innovate to create something fresh but familiar. We looked beyond Jin Sakai's story and the island of Tsushima and shifted our focus to the idea of the ghost instead. At Sucker Punch, we love origin stories, and we wanted to explore what it could mean to have a new hero wearing a ghost mask and uncovering a new legend. This led us to Ghost of Yotei, a new protagonist, a new story to unfold, and a new region of Japan to explore. While we aren't diving into story specifics yet today, we can reveal that Atsu's journey takes place in 1603, more than 300 years after the events of Ghost of Tsushima. Our story is set in the lands surrounding Mount Yotei, a towering peak in the heart of Ezo, an area in Japan known as Hokkaido in present day. In 1603, this area was outside the rule of Japan and filled with sprawling grasslands, snowy tundras, and unexpected dangers. It's a far cry from the organized samurai clans who lived in Tsushima, and it's the setting of an original story we can't wait to tell. This is also Sucker Punch's first game built from the ground up for PlayStation 5, and we're excited to build on the visual foundation we established in Ghost of Tsushima by making the world feel even more real. We have massive sight lines that let you look far across the environment, whole new skies featuring twinkling stars and auroras, even more believable movement from the wind on grass and vegetation, and more improvements we'll share in the future. Our new setting also gives us the opportunity to introduce new mechanics, gameplay improvements, and even new weapons. Our trailer today offers a glimpse into this world, but there's so much more to show, and we'll have much more to share in the months ahead, including details about Atsu's journey and the people and animals she'll meet along the way. We are forever grateful for the success of Ghost of Tsushima, and we can't wait for all of you to experience Ghost of Yotei in 2025. So yes, this was the big bomb drop announcement from Sony yesterday, and I have to say I did not expect it. I was somewhat hopeful that maybe Sony would have like a surprise closer, but you know, I guess I thought to myself, like, the chances of Ghost 2 showing up, probably not going to happen, right? But then it did, and obviously it's really interesting the direction that Sucker Punch is taking here, where they're clearly going for like an anthology rather than like a direct sequel. And that to me is very fascinating because it opens up many different possibilities. The fact that this game is going to be set 300 years after the events of Ghost of Tsushima opens up a lot of different opportunities. And, you know, the idea that they want to try to find different ways to kind of innovate and build on top of what they did with Ghost of Tsushima, I think that this is maybe a good way to go about doing that. One of the things I'm going to be interested in knowing is if we end up hearing about the legend of the ghost, right? The legend of Jin Sakai as we play through this game. I think that there are a lot of different things they could end up doing. But something else I really want to highlight here that I think a lot of people are maybe not paying too much attention to, understandably so, when you have a trailer that looks this awesome. It's coming out next year. So we've been questioning, why is Sony so quiet with their first-party studios? What's up with the long periods of silence? And I speculated that maybe this is because the developers only feel comfortable announcing their games when they are very close to releasing, when they have that locked in. And it seems like this is exactly what they're doing. Rather than announcing these games 2, 3, even 4 years in advance, they're announcing it basically 1 year in advance. I mean, I would assume Ghost of Yotei is going to be a late 2025 game, maybe like October, November. So it seems like they basically wanted to give it about 1 year. which is perfect, right? I think that that makes it all the more exciting, that not only are we just excited at what we're seeing and the fact that the game is announced, but we don't have to wait that long for it as well. But the last thing I want to mention here before moving on to the next set of topics is that they also revealed Ghost of Tsushima has now sold over 13 million units, which is huge. Again, Ghost of Tsushima is a brand new IP, a brand new game. The fact that it has sold over 10 million is very impressive, but it's still climbing. 13 million. Love to see it. But we have another very interesting rumor here that comes from a very reliable source that is letting us know that Sony does in fact have more games planned for 2025 beyond Ghost of Yotei and beyond Death Stranding 2 and beyond Marathon. They say here, being reported by PlayStation Lifestyle, following yesterday's surprise announcement of Sucker Punch Productions' Ghost of Yotei, an insider has suggested that there are more unannounced PS5 exclusives coming in 2025. While there's currently no indication that the games will be from first-party developers, many PlayStation studios have been quietly working behind the scenes for a number of years now, so it's possible that we'll see something from one of Sony's beloved teams. The latest tease comes from Reset Era's Shinobi 602, who was one of the first ones to hint at a surprise release in 2025, which turned out to be Ghost of Yotei. In an exchange on the forum, Shinobi 602 posted a GIF suggesting that there's more to come. Previously, another known insider, Nate the Hate, hinted the same, teasing that 2025 might be PS5's best year in terms of content. So I had to throw this out there because, again, one of the things that really surprised me and was also very exciting with the Ghost of Yotei announcement is that it's coming next year on top of Death Stranding 2 and on top of, presumably, Marathon. And now we have an insider who's pretty well known, pretty established, saying, yeah, you can expect more. Sony does have more. And that wouldn't surprise me. I've been telling people for some time now that, Sony Studios, while they may be very quiet and we are very eager to hear from them, they've been cooking. They've been working away. They haven't just been sitting there doing nothing all these years. So it's going to be really interesting to see what else Sony may have up their sleeve. But moving to the next topic, Sony did talk about the PS5 Pro during the State of Play, and they did release a new trailer, which I probably will have playing in the background, showing PS5 Pro enhanced games. But over on Twitter, we have Zubitech, who provided the full list of games that we currently know will be PS5 Pro enhanced. The list is as follows: Alan Wake 2, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Demon Souls, Dragon's Dogma 2, Dragon Age: The Veilguard, F1 24, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Gran Turismo 7, Hogwarts Legacy, Horizon Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, Spider-Man Remastered, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil Village, Rise of the Ronin, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Stellar Blade, Retrieval, The Crew Motorfest, The First Descendant, The Last of Us Part 1, The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, and Until Dawn. And that's on top of the 8,500 backward compatible PS4 games that will also receive a boost. So that's not the entire list. Apparently there's over 50 games, but we just don't know what all these games are yet. But yeah, I wanted to make sure to let you know about this because one of the big things people wanted to know, those who were interested in the PS5 Pro, is, what games are going to be enhanced. And I will link a PS blog post down below where Sony actually allowed most of these development teams to talk specifically about their, games and how they're going to be PS5 Pro enhanced. I just can't go over it here because honestly, there's too many. Again, it's like multiple paragraphs from each development team. So that will be linked down below. And if you want more details on how these games are going to be enhanced for the Pro, I highly recommend you check it out. There is one thing I do want to mention though, explicitly here, and it has to do with Alan Wake 2. The post from Alan Wake 2 from their engineers basically said that the game will output at 4K at 60 FPS. Like what we will see is 4K. And I just wanted to highlight this because, again, a lot of people were very confused. We're like, whoa, why are we hearing that there's an internal resolution of 864p for Alan Wake 2 on the PS5 Pro? That's not even 1080p. And I tried to explain it's due to PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. This is what it does, right? It's going to give you a 4K 60 FPS output. That's what you're going to see when you play the game. So essentially, the internal resolutions that they're actually running at don't matter. Just wanted to throw that out there. But the final topic we're talking about has to do with Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. It is real, and I think overall Sony is handling it the best possible way. The first thing I want to tell you is that your save files will transfer over. This actually surprised people, but they said in the blog post that if you have save files for Horizon Zero Dawn and you upgrade to the remaster, everything will transfer over. They also confirm that there is a $10 upgrade path. It says for existing owners of Horizon Zero Dawn on PS4 and PC, or the Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition on PS4, PS5, or PC, you can upgrade to the digital version of Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered for $10 US on both PS5 and PC via Steam or Epic Game Store. This includes fans who added the game to their libraries during PlayStation's Play at Home initiative. So, gotta give props to Sony here. I really thought that was something they weren't going to do, but if you got this game for free, I think it was back in 2020, you are entitled to this $10 remaster upgrade. So they say here owners of the Horizon Zero Dawn PS4 game disc can access this offer by inserting the game disc into the PS5 console, and you will need to keep the disc inserted each time you play the game. The PS4 game disc owners who buy the PS5 Digital Edition disc-free console will not be able to access the free upgrade offer, so keep that in mind. It says for anybody who's new to the game or series and hasn't picked it up previously, the game will cost $50. They do not confirm here whether or not there's going to be a physical version. I would hope there's going to be. It would be very strange to me if they didn't offer a physical version, but you know, we'll have to keep an eye on that. And the game officially releases on October 31st, so pretty much next month. And I also want to throw it out here that Nixxes Software is the studio that worked on this remaster, so it wasn't taking resources away from Guerrilla Games. So all in all, again, this is, I think, the best possible way for Sony to handle this. It's completely non-consequential, right? It's not taking away resources. There's a $10 upgrade path for anybody who's interested, and it's basically there for, you know, people who are maybe new to the series. But the very last thing I just want to throw in here is people were expecting Days Gone Remastered to be announced during yesterday's State of Play. We have a bit of an update from Jeff Grubb, and he is saying here that, yeah, the remaster, the more underwhelming remaster he was talking about was Days Gone, but he said he didn't know if it would be in the State of Play. So he's out here confirming that this is a real thing. It's worth noting that Jordan Midler also apparently heard about this Days Gone remaster, so it seems like it's still something that we can expect. It just wasn't necessarily ready to be revealed at this State of Play. So figured I would just throw in that update there because I know that some people were actually looking forward to that. But guys, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. Again, if you did, be sure to leave it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.